Hi, this is Vicki Kim. In this presentation, I'll be discussing how to use VoiceThreads as a learning tool. And you can think of VoiceThreads as a collaborative multimedia slideshow that comes from the VoiceThreads website. To begin the presentation, I would like to look at traditional threaded discussions and talk about some of their characteristics. This is a screenshot of a threaded discussion from one of my training sessions, and as you look at it, you can see the indentation that shows the thread. So visually it's easy to distinguish one thread from another. As I mentioned, you can see the different threads. Traditional threaded discussions are text-based. They are asynchronous. They can be added to at different times that people don't have to be online together. And one of the uses for threaded discussions in online courses is as a proof of the student putting in time online, and sometimes this is needed for accreditation. All right, so having looked at some traditional threaded discussions, now let's look at some voice threads and some of their advantages. This is a screen capture of an example voice thread that was done. The central image is the thing that the people are commenting on. These icons along the outside represent users making comments. Voice threads, although it says voice, they can be voice or text. If instead of an image you have a video, it is possible to stop the video, make a comment, even annotate on it. And in addition, they have made a technique that it is possible to use the phone. If a student does not have a microphone set up on their computer, they can use the phone to add comments. And one of the reasons that I think voice threads are an advantage is that as people post their comments, you can hear a lot more through their voice. You get a lot more of their meaning. Sometimes that's lost through the text. In addition, I think the students, one of the reasons that they don't enjoy participating in online discussions, threaded discussions, is the actual tedium of typing. Now, voice threads also have some disadvantages. And one of the disadvantages that I find is that it's not easy to see a thread. In that example that I showed you, you notice the people's icons were just around the image. It wasn't easy to see who was responding to whom. So this means that although it's possible to reply to someone else's comment, it's not easily noticeable when you go into the voice thread. One of the things that we have talked about in these presentations is how can these tools be used for education. So one of the really obvious uses, I would say, is to have some sort of image that you want the students to respond to, or put projects up or something like that. I tried to think of some non-standard uses as well. And one of the things that I thought would be really useful, thinking from the student point of view, is if a lab or assignment direction were put on a voice thread, then you could put some of your questions for clarification there, and other people could go and see the answers that you received or respond to each other. So that could make interaction about assignments and directions quite a bit nicer. Typically, in both traditional threads and voice threads, the teachers are the ones that put the item to which people will be responding. But I thought it could be used quite nicely if the students directed that and put things up that they wanted to have a response to. I can also see a use for the voice threads in mentoring. So let's take a look at some of the account details. In order to create an account, you will go to www.voicethread.com. They do have free educator accounts. you can see some of the different details associated with the account. The free accounts don't have a super amount of usability. There's you can have 3 voice threads. There's a limited number of comments that you can have per thread, and there's a certain limit on the storage. In addition, there is an educational server, but it is not free. It has a lot of security on it, but it is not free. So your district or company would have to invest in that. So as we wrap this up, we can see that we have looked at VoiceThreads as a learning tool. It allows people to comment without having to type. They can use the phone. If they do want to do text comments instead of voice comments, they can do that. It allows for responding to either single photos or videos, and there are some additional uses that we can make in education. While we have looked at a presentation about VoiceThreads, we haven't actually seen a live demonstration, so I wanted to show you what an actual VoiceThread looked and sounded like. So I've logged into my account at VoiceThread.com, and we'll take a look at a couple presentations that I made with VoiceThreads. This is an example that I made using photos that Kurt posted.
I really like this picture that Kurt took of our cadre when we went on the visit to the Malibu campus. As you can see, we're full of excitement and very, very happy to be there on the Malibu campus, surrounded by all that beauty.
You can see also AJ made a text comment as well as my voice comment.
Hi, thanks AJ. In a way, it does seem like a long time ago, but it really, when we get back together, it really doesn't seem like very long that we've been apart, at least to me. In this picture, we are with Paul Sparks in a sharing circle, I think it was called. We were talking about how we felt our hopes and our fears as we began the program, and it was a very emotional time for me.
You can see that I'm actually annotating on the image, and that will only last for the duration of the comment, and that particular comment that I'm doing is a text-based comment. I'd also like to show you an example with a video.
Hi, this is Vicki Kim. I'm sharing with you a morph that I created using a software called Morpheus Photo Morpher, and what I did was set up a morph to change my face into the face of my avatar, Hirasol. Hi. The actual morphing created a SWF file, but I didn't know how to upload that, so I just took a few screenshots. But you can set it up to do a continuous transformation, and it looks pretty cool. Hi, this is Vicki. I'm giving a sample of what phone-in VoiceThread sounds like. Thanks. Bye.
So here's the actual video. You can see it's morphing my face into the avatar. So, VoiceThreads, I think one of the things that you could do is have students make presentations and then be able to comment about what they did and why. That's kind of a nice application as well.